Every week, a new band. Brought to you by NZ On Air. Active Live! Yeah.
Kia ora koutou katoa, no mai, haere mai. Welcome to Active Live. You're here on radioactive.fm for this segment brought to you by our wonderful friends at NZ On Air Music. Today, we have our wonderful friends from Blunt Dog, 2 out of 4 joining us today. Kia ora, Simon and Dom. Thanks for being here.
Kia ora, Harri.
Kia ora.
Great to have you both here. Now, I haven't had a chance to chat with Blunt Dog yet, so I'm very excited to hear from you both about everything that you get up to and your wonderful album that came out recently. But to start, can you tell us a bit about your musical backgrounds, both of you, and the musical backgrounds of the band in general?
Great.
Would you like to start?
I'll
this,
start
Dom?
us off, yeah. I was in a solo project of ambient music for many years. My musical background is just dwelling in the basement and putting on shows wherever possible for years. And then that got too heady, so I wanted to join a bit more of a silly band and start something that was, because I had all these songs that, that project was so serious and so meaningful. And I had all these songs that were sitting around that were just fun to play. And so at a point I was like, yo, Logan, Chris, Simon, we got to do this thing. And there was a few other things that drew into it. But honestly, I've been playing music since I was 5. It's just my thing that I do. It's like going to the bathroom. I just need to do it most days. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Great comparison. How about you,
Great.
Simon?
For me, I've been playing guitar since I was in intermediate school. Self-taught, though. I got a couple of lessons from my brother to start me off and then just kind of fiddled around. I've been a reclusive songwriter for many of those years as well, but never been in a band before. But Dom has been a real companion in my musical growth, and we've lived together over a few years recently, and we spent 1 year living together and preparing the material that became Blunt Dog. So I'd like to publicly thank you warmly for, giving me this hand up towards feeling good about playing my music, because I always used to not enjoy playing my music for people.
Oh,
Yeah.
how beautiful. It sounds like as a group, you, and particularly you two, have such a beautiful collaboration going. That's awesome. So was it you, Dom, who first went into let's start a band vibes, or how did you come to become Blunt Dog?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, the funny thing about that is, of course, with us being so close, it means that you're willing to play songs that I throw at you, which is just awesome.
Right.
But so me and Simon were living together, and me and our drummer Logan, we were just deeply, deeply sad one day about just anything that we could think of. And so we met at a coffee shop to talk about it and to have a cry and a hug. And we're just like, man, we should just start a band. We should just start a goddamn band. Like, it's been too long, all of that. And it was just like that, basically.
Beautiful.
It was, we're all such close friends. We all already love each other heaps. And there was just kind of like no second thought about like, yep, Chris should play bass. You're on drums. We'll get Simon in. It'll be great. And that was kind of it.
That's gorgeous. What a beautiful phoenix to rise from those ashes, eh? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the other members of the band, have they been musicians, or are they all creatives like yourselves as well?
Yeah, they've actually worked together more closely than me and Dom have.
Yeah.
They've played together in the band Cold Ceiling, and so this is Chris Jackson, our dear friend, who plays the bass with us, and then Logan McAllister, who's just a man about town when it comes to indie music in Wellington.
He was in here like 2 weeks ago. I think.
That would be right.
And probably 2 weeks before that, I guess, as well.
Yeah,
He's in Macho Macho. He's in Sleeping Village. He's in Blunt Dog. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He is absolutely everywhere. That guy, shout out to Goose Garden.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly. Mr. Goose.
Mr. Goose himself.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how do you all find, because I know, Dom, you were saying about your ambient project, and I know, Simon, you're creative in your own right in many different ways. How do you all find juggling your creative pursuits and the energy you have to put into each creative pursuit to create the tracks for, say, Blunt Dog?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
We've come into a very interesting way of working this year. Since the album was released, 2 of us have lived in Auckland or further north, and 2 in Wellington. So for this year, we've been coming together to play gigs every couple of months, but we'd only see each other for the first time, you know, a day or two before the gigs. And so we've had this period of intense like practice and recording, making the album, and now it's quite rare that we come together, and it means that whenever we do play, we've had it all with fresh minds and fresh energy each time. So I haven't seen Dom since the last time we played together, just
Back in Auckland.
Yeah.
Way back.
And that's been a very interesting feature of our working lives in this band. The origin of the album that exists now was from Dom and I songwriting for a year together and living together and just building these songs.
All these not always old, but all these ideas that we had floating and sort of had been with us. Like I said, like these ideas that weren't going into my other project. And we just, collectively sort of realized pretty quickly, we were just like, oh, we have like 5 or 6 songs. And we're still writing. Like my style of writing is definitely just to have a massive explosion, like it takes ages sometimes, but like I'll just have like 4 or 5 songs come to me, and then it's gone for like a few months. And it was sort of all happening at the same time. And there was like these songs coming through that were new. We had those old songs that sort of sounded like them, and then we've got this band to play them with, and it sort of grow very fast and very naturally. Yeah.
That's amazing. It sounds like a very sort of synchronized explosion of energy and creativity that you all come
Absolutely.
together to do. That's really cool. And a very interesting way to go about it. Do you find you get nervous ahead of gigs and things if you haven't spent much time together? Do you find that it can be a bit jarring, or find it all?
No, we're very calm. We're so relaxed every time. We find it so relaxing. No, a little bit, because it is just like, even for this gig tonight, Chris is flying in, shortly, and now we have like a couple hours to practice and do the gig. It's a bit, and it makes us sound a bit like unprepared. We're good. We'll be good. We always do this, but it is a bit nerve-wracking at the same time. But that's exciting as well. We've had moments that like, when we played at Underground, that was the Auckland gig I just mentioned before. People really came up to us afterwards, and it was just entertaining watching you try to get it together. And we did get it together. It was together, but like it was just funny apparently just to watch us like sort of be the nervous, excited, kind of jittery. Like, all right, let's fucking and then we're away and we're having fun and stuff, and it's kind of like,
Yeah.
That's awesome. It must bring... I feel like that's such an interesting dynamic to bring to a band, and not a dynamic often the audiences get to see. So I can imagine it must be beautiful to watch that kind of frenetic energy come to life on stage,
And we're getting more polished as we go along,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. And I really want to ask you more about this album and the show that's coming up tonight, but should we have a song first?
Oh, please.
Let's do it.
Beautiful.
Yes.
What have you got for us first?
We've got a song we've only performed once before, and it's called Remain, and it's on the album.
Lucky active listeners. Oh my goodness.
All we know, tide in, tide out, remain in change, again and again. Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you? All I know is buildings stay. People move away. Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you?
Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you?
Remain, remain my main.
Beautiful. That was gorgeous. Those of you who have just joined us, we're here on Active Live. We have the wonderful friends from Blunt Dog in the live room with us today. Shout outs to N0 Music. And thank you for that beautiful song. That was gorgeous. It's interesting hearing stripped back versions of your songs from your album. That one's off How Is a Dog So Honest?
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful. Tell us a bit about the creation process for that album. It came out about 4 months ago, is that right?
End of
my
July this year.
Yeah.
July.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just kind of slowly tumbled between a few blocks and then just fell out into the world. It was a very exciting time. I've never released music before. Oh, what a thrill!
And for it to be so like warmly received by the people who do receive it is just massive. I haven't had this reception for any of my music that I've put out before at all.
That's
So
awesome.
it's
Hey,
gorgeous.
congrats to you both. That's really exciting. And it does sound like it was sort of a very, like a beautiful process overall.
Right.
That allowed you to kind of come together and do things in slightly. I feel like I keep wanting to go to the word organic, but that's not the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
It's close. Honestly, in my mind, it was like we had this year of living together and writing music, and it was all kind of dreamy, in the womb like state. And then there was this moment of like pressure cooker where Simon was about to leave. Logan wasn't always available. It was just hectic. We all work and stuff as well.
Of course.
And it just got squashed together, and we had to do this year's worth of gestating, pump it out in a month. And so there's this level, there is like this organic spontaneity to it, but it was also just kind of immediate. Like, for example, choosing where we record, it was sort of just down to who of our very talented mates is out there who can help us with this. And Connor Little, Macho was just first person there being like, yo, and it was just spontaneous in that way, but it was kind of like, we don't have any time to like and ah about it and try and think about it. We just got to like make it happen. So I think that's really important for if you're creating like crazy deadline situation. Good stuff, because otherwise I'll just sit around forever.
Yeah.
I know that feeling very well. Spontaneity is exactly the word I was looking for. Thank you, Dom. It's exactly the word. And I think that's awesome. So you worked with did Connor do the recording? Who produced the album? Tell us a bit about who did what.
My favorite. Basically Connor recorded us. He engineered the situation. He kind of just Rick Rubined us. He has this gorgeous little studio in his basement laundry, and I'm obsessed with that. I knew it was the right spot when we arrived, and we're just deep in the Karori Hills. Great.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, and honestly, I like production as well, and I sort of had an idea-ish for what the sound was. We yarned about it once. He fully understood where we were coming from. We sort of talked about, we don't want any effects on it, and we want to do it this way, and we should record live in the room and stuff. And he just knew exactly what to do to get us to sound the way we wanted to sound, and there was almost nothing to it, which is kind of perfect. Nothing to think twice about. And he and I sort of, he'd help us with takes if we were split on a decision. But yeah, he's just a legend, and he's another one of our really good mates. So it was just another easy choice, I guess. Not even a choice, but yeah.
So Connor took did the recording engineering and also gave a great mix to it, and then sent it over to Dom, who kind of sat on it, and we kept on adding, just little vocal parts or a little lick here and there over a couple of months, and a lot of that finer detail work went on in Dom's bedroom, and then the mastering was done by another good friend of ours, Jack Cooper, who's a Wellington local.
Jack, yeah.
Shout outs to Jack. Did a great job with the mastering, and he's just getting into that now. And it was awesome to work with friends the whole way through, but also come out with something that we were really happy with, and it filled the space that we'd made in our heads for this album.
Beautiful.
Bingo.
Gosh, it's so nice to have such creativity at your, I don't want to say disposal, but at your fingertips, to have that many people in your orbit that
Yeah.
do such creative things. That's so
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
magical.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing. And congrats, because it does sound amazing as well. Do you both have a favourite song on the album? Do you have one that you are particularly attached to over others? I know it's kind of like asking to pick a favourite child.
Yeah.
Rain Day.
Rain Day.
For me,
Cool.
I just love
Ah.
Rain Day. That was the first song. That was the first song for me where I was like, "Oh, this is a song for a band with like a vibe." Simon saw me. I wrote like 6 different versions of that kind of main riff for Rain Day because I was just so into it, and I still, even if we play it now, I'm just like immediately jumping. But just for me, just personally, I just love that song. It's probably not everyone's
Beautiful.
favorite, but who cares?
Hey, it's your favourite. That's what matters. That's awesome. How about you, Simon?
Oh, it's a fine question. I'm still trying to turn that question over in my head for a while, but I really like the first 2 songs. There's a lot of energy in them, and I'd say that piece for Telecaster, the first song in our album, there's something that just comes into place with all the guitars and the vocals hitting towards the second part of the song, and it's still my favorite. Yeah.
Amazing. Because I know active listeners in particular got a lot of, and forgive me if I get the pronunciation wrong, Ishi Biang Biang.
Ishi Biang Biang.
Ishi
Yeah.
Biang.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's right.
That is a sick song, and I'd love for the active listeners to hear a bit more about it. How did that song come to be?
Oh, it's a
Tell
good
us about the
story as
process.
well. Yeah, I had the main riff of the chorus of that song. It came into my hand. It fell into my hand one day, and I liked it a lot. It's catchy, so I'd be twirling that quite often, and never quite found the melody or the lyrics that went with it. But we have a ghost dog member. Would you believe there's a ghost dog
a ghost dog.
involved in this 4-piece band?
Involved in Blunt
He's
Dog.
in Australia these days, but he used to be in Wellington. Scud Gambosi is his name, and he left.
Yes.
You've met Scud.
Yeah, we know Scud.
And he left with us in our lounge a recipe book, and one of the recipes was for a hand-pulled noodle, a biang biang noodle, which me and Scud would make together during an emotionally charged period in our lives. And the ishi biang biang means it's like a session. You've done a great session on making these biang biang noodles. A particularly good rendition of it went down in the recipe book, and Dom picked up the recipe book, and I was just playing this riff one day and was like, how about, 1 tablespoon of plain flour and a little bit of chili spice?
And you were hitting it. You were just hitting it with such passion, and I was like, oh, this is really goofy, Si. What is this song? This is very silly, and I was like laughing about it because it's a good song, but I was just like, what? And I was kind of like, okay, I can get silly, man. I picked up the recipe book and it was chili spice. It's really not just getting really, really silly with it. But yeah.
Yeah, but that also, the beautiful thing about the biang biang noodle is that it's just plain flour, water, and salt. It's the most simple dough ever. You can treat it the right way and leave it for the right amount of time, and it becomes incredibly glutinous and stretchy. And that's what I love about it, because it's a great vessel for everything else you put in there. But that first verse and the chorus is just with the plain flour and the water salt.
Yeah.
There's Luxa powder in there as well.
Yeah. Or the chili spice. But,
Yeah.
Laugan Ma, that's our advice for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But
So I just hope that somebody's listened to that song and been able to go home and think, I'm going to make my own biang biang noodles tonight.
Yeah. It's like you could listen to that song and watch one YouTube video and you'd be able to make biang biang, I reckon. We've put the instructions that we were given in that song. So theoretically, you can actually learn how to cook through listening to Blunt Dog.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is truly amazing. And I have myself always wanted to make biang biang noodles, so I'm gonna go give that a go.
Go give it a second listen, eh?
Yeah, I have to say
Yeah.
as well, I love the kind of allegory of the noodles. The dough is kind of a bit like the album, right? Like you take a bunch of quite simple ideas and give it as much love and care as you can, and then you end up with something beautiful.
That's really nice.
I'd never thought of it like that. That's
Yeah.
gorgeous. That's beautiful.
I am glad I can help.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask Dom, I hear your dog is on the album cover. The official Blunt dog.
Oh, where did you learn
The
that?
official Blunt dog of
My heart,
How
that's-
Is a Dog So Honest.
That's Roxy. She was a miniature schnauzer that accompanied me through the ages of 3 until about 12 or so.
Beautiful.
And she was just the best dog. One time she ran out of the house. She had a habit of bolting, and she came back with a whole chicken that she'd stolen from somebody's house. And we were just like, okay, we're going to need to get rid of that. And like, I don't know which neighbor to own up to, or if we say something. But they left it to cool or something, like.
Hey, good on her. Finders keepers, right?
She was very resourceful. And I thought that photo of me, that's me in my favorite Jimi Hendrix top, just holding up my dog at the beach. It's so funny. It's actually pretty funny, but yeah.
Such a great photo. And it does really encapsulate the name of the album, You're like holding the dog up to the sun.
Yeah,
The honesty shining through.
Yeah.
I see it.
I just texted my mum and said, "Do you have any photos of just any good photos of me and our dog? Any photos at all?" And that was one of them. And I was like,
Aw.
"Perfect." Yeah.
Meant to be.
Yeah.
Oh, how beautiful. And an absolute beautiful tribute to her as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Just gorgeous.
Hope so. Yeah.
Shall we play another song?
Yeah.
team?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say let's do peace because we just yarned about peace.
Yeah, we did also. Yeah,
Yarn
let's
about
do
Ish.
peace. Yeah.
That's sort of a bit of a non sequitur, but.
Oh,
Alright.
great. This is exciting.
Oh,
This
this
is
is good.
exciting. Double guitars.
Yeah.
Gosh, you're treating us.
Okay. Cool.
Take it slow.
Days start moving fast, just like in a dream. Private endlessness. Welcome, this is life. Didn't you know it won't be for long? Glitter and gold. Let go or be dragged. Didn't you know it won't be much longer till we're at an end? Both sides of the glass, eyes that pour everything from now on. Glitter and gold, let go or be dragged. I wanna be brutal, I wanna be brave, I wanna feel loved, I wanna feel safe. I'm gonna remember, but I'd like to forget. If I'm gonna let go, everything happens so much. Wanna turn corners, I wanna be just like you said, but differently. I wanna be challenged, I wanna be clean. We should be honest, honestly. I wanna be brutal, I wanna be brave. I wanna feel loved, I wanna feel safe. I'm gonna remember, but I'd like to forget. If I'm gonna let go, everything happens so much. I wanna turn corners, I wanna be just like you said, but differently. I wanna be challenged, I wanna be clean. We should be honest, honestly. I'm gonna be brutal, I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna feel loved, I'm gonna feel safe. I'm gonna remember, but I'd like to forget. If I'm gonna let go, everything happens so
beautiful. Thank you so much, team. Gosh, the lyrics in that one really got to me then. I was like, oh my God, I'm feeling the energy. Beautiful. For those listeners just joining us, you're on Active Live here on radioactive.fm. We have the wonderful Blunt Dog, or 2 out of 4 of the wonderful Blunt Dog, Simon and Dom, in the room with us. Kia ora, thanks so much for having you here. So, we have a house party tonight, do we not?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Very
we're sick
exciting.
of playing venues. We're back in the houses. I'm
Hell
excited.
yeah.
We don't need, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere in Newtown, lovely Wellington, and we're playing with some pretty cool bands tonight.
I was going to say you've got Pearly. Is that just Pearly? Pearly Star? Pearly
They've got an asterisk, but I don't think you pronounce it.
Yeah, I've only seen it read. So
Yeah.
Cruelly, Silicon Tongue, and Evelyn Breaker.
That's right.
That's
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
It's going to be a sick show. How did you get to know all those guys? Are they all part of your amazing musical group of friends?
Oh, we've got a friend band in the form
Yeah,
of
straight
Cruelly.
up.
Maybe Dom can develop on this because I'm actually living elsewhere. But
Honestly, it's hilarious. So we've played with Cruelly before. We played at Garrett Street, also a little house party.
so good.
Right? Yeah, it was so good. And so Cruelly played, and we were hanging out with them at the party, and then we kind of like clocked that they lived 2 doors down from me. And we'd heard them practice, and we sort of put it together, and it was like, so you're up there at the, and we just started hanging out. Like almost all of their band live there. Three quarters of their band live there, and so we jam, we kind of make music and hang out and have dinners together and stuff. Honestly, that's our friend band. That's kind of how we're connected there. But
You can't believe the amount of energy I felt when the time we played together was the show at Garrett Street, and it was our album release gig party, and I'd spent a lot of time promoting it and figuring out the event, and then I came down to Wellington to practice with everyone and play it. And the same night that I landed and caught up with the band, you could hear this band Cruelly reuniting and practicing together in the same suburb. And I was like, why did I ever leave Wellington?
to build boats, man, the boats are awesome.
Yeah. And then, this band Pearly, some of the members of Dale Kerrigan, new alternative rock from Dunedin, and they just reached out. They curated a bunch of Wellington bands, including us, but we haven't met any of Pearly yet, but excited.
I'm a fan of a bunch of bands that a bunch of the members are in.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if they're anything like Dale Kerrigan, they're going to blow the roof off.
Yeah, most likely.
Exactly. I think anyone listening should, even if they don't come to the gig tonight, just check out the poster and bloody go stream them or something, because they're just awesome bands. They're just awesome bands.
Hell yeah. No, it's going to be such a fun time. And will you be, because I wanted to ask you about your amazing merch, because your merch is so cool. Will you have any merch there tonight?
We've got a few hoodies
We've got
left.
a few hoodies left.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that.
And we'll be making more.
Hell
Absolutely.
yeah.
Where have you seen our merch about?
I've just heard about the wonderful handmade merch, because you guys make it, right?
Yeah. I do
That's
bleach
awesome.
painting on it, because that's just. Yep, I do
It's
bleach
part
painting
of
on it. It's
the
the only way I could think to do
DIY
it.
ethos.
Yeah, I didn't think. It's another thing. I didn't even think twice about it. It was kind of like I saw someone online doing it this way, and I was kind of okay. Heaps of good ideas. I should actually. My ex flatmate James gave me that idea originally.
Shout out to James.
Shout outs James. I love making it. We want to do heaps more. Yeah.
That's so cool. Good on you guys as well. I think that's something really special about merch made by the band. You know, I really think that you feel such a connection when someone's actively created what you are then wearing to support them. You know, it's such a beautiful symbiotic thing. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And it's where the real big bucks are, and that's what we're really about.
Cash money. Hell yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So, people have to get in quick, though, because it sounds like you've only got a few left.
That's right, yeah.
Because I always make them like the week of, so I don't even make that many to start with.
Yeah, fair enough. You're a busy guy, you know.
I'm up to other stuff too.
Got things going on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And speaking of awesome creative things, tell us about the logo, the Blunt Dog logo. I've seen them on your little
we
top
can
of your
show
guitar
and tell,
there.
yeah.
Hey.
Can I get in on that? Yeah. That's Betty.
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 Who is
the
Betty?
Blondie.
That's Logan took a photo of a dog in Fiji who looks after the gas station.
Oh,
Betty is the gas station attendant somewhere in Fiji, and he took a great photo. We were originally going to use that photo for the album cover, and we sort of moved away from it just because it was too chill. It was too chill. We just liked Betty was the problem. And one day, we just finished a jam and said like, hey, what if we try make some logos? Like, what do we reckon the blunt dog looks like?
and that is
Drew
it.
that.
This was
Drew
Dom's
that.
effort.
Betty Blunt Dog.
Betty Blunt dog. Betty Blunt.
Betty Blunt Dog. Absolutely gorgeous. That's so cool. You guys have some. You've got Roxy, you've got Betty, you've got Scud Gambosi, you've got a whole bunch of featured dogs.
Yeah.
Yep, dogs all around.
Yeah, and if you'll follow the Instagram page, you'll find that I have got a great many boatyard dogs that I kind of harvest for interactions to support the Blunt Dog mission.
Beautiful. Are you more? This is going to be my final question, but I'm too excited to ask it. Are you more dog or cat people? Are you dog people?
I am. I get mistaken by dogs for another dog sometimes. You can tell they're like looking at me like, how do you know? I feel like you weren't always a big dog person.
I am a new dog person. I
Yeah.
grew up only with cats, and I actually had early childhood a dog interaction that left me feeling terrible about dogs for over a decade. I was just
Sorry
scared
to
of
hear
them.
that.
Just got chased by one too young, you know.
Mm.
And but I've absolutely flourished into the love of dogs, and actually for the first time ever, as of 1 week ago, I'm living with two beautiful big dogs. One of them's a puppy, and they're at work all the time, these dogs, and then I come home and there's two dogs, and I'm a dog person, absolutely.
This guy's actually a cat person, but he's just in the band that he needs to say. He's under contractual obligation.
Oh my gosh!
If he says anything else, I'm going to absolutely...
Logan's certainly a doggish individual as well, and as for Chris, I don't think you can
Chris is-
categorize that man with any
animal.
companion animal. He's just all philosophy.
He's actually
you know?
he's a real human, eh?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a real, like, all too human, that man.
Amazing. Oh, that's so funny. Hey, there's got to be one to lead the rest of the dogs, right? You've got to have
Right.
someone who can direct like
And
a sheep
balance us
herding.
out, you know,
vibe.
because it can be way too doggy if you don't have like a little bit of, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. That is so great. I am very jealous that you're living with a puppy. That's just beautiful. And I can imagine it helps with the creative energy in general.
Totally. Yeah.
Gorgeous. We have time for one more tune, but just before we get into it, people can get tickets under the radar for tonight's show.
Yes.
That's right.
Cool. Are there any door sales or anything like that?
There are.
Unsure.
There
I
are.
suppose they won't know where the
Yeah,
party
depending
is,
on how
potentially.
the sales go. But
Right.
I believe the address will be revealed if there are door sales
Yeah.
on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that active whānau. It's going to be an awesome show. Pearly, Crawley, Silicon Tongue, Evelyn, Breaker, and of course, the wonderful Blunt Dog friends. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today,
you.
team. What is the final track you're going to play for us?
Well, that's a fine question.
It's a fine question.
Summer.
Summer. All right.
Summer. Summer. Awesome. So this will be going up, this video will be going up at 5 tonight, around 5 p.m. on our YouTube and our Facebook, so stay tuned for that. But obviously you've been listening here on the wonderful 88.6. And a big thank you going out to NZ Music for helping us out. And of course, wonderful Simon and Dom from Blunt Dog. Thanks so much for being here, guys.
Thank you, Radioactive and New Zealand On Air for allowing us to put these kinds of things on. It's really wonderful.
Hell yeah. It's
Thank you
great.
so much for your time.
Thank you for yours. We're very lucky to have you here. Get into it.
Can't be.
I wanna go back to that room before it changes, before it's gone.
But my hands in real life. Can only feel a dream with my eyes closed. Summer days were spent spinning out, spinning in the heavy rain. I was dragging my lonely bones about, feeling sorry for myself. Summer nights were met with amazing, never-ending light from the lack of sky and lack of sleep. Summer love was never meant to be spent in a half-light loneliness. Summer days were spent spinning out, spinning in the heavy rain. For some reason, I was dragging my lonely bones about, feeling sorry for myself. Summer nights were met with amazing, never-ending lights from a lack of sky and lack of sleep. Summer love was never meant to be spent in a half-light loneliness.
Active Live. Friday, 3:30. Every week a new band. In the studio. Brought to you by NZ On Air.